You're listening to Radio KOLL 1990 on your dial. Next up is that R&B classic made famous by the Blues Brothers. Here's the Soul Man of Coal, Dave Pogue, and Nancy Meyer, with help from Sherry Baker and Scott Flinders, performing Soul Man. We're back on Radio KOLL. Next up.
He leapt tall buildings in a single bound. He helped create an entire industry, even when the idea of a green building had a lot of hair on it. He oversaw the rapid changes of the built environment over his many years in commercial real estate and was a hero to many. He's Dave Pogue, man about town. And these days, just kind of around the house. Whether it's been around the house or on top of it, you've always been a superhero to many of us, Dave. I remember the first time I met you. I was interviewing for a job with Jana Turner, and you came into the conference room and sat down and you looked me straight in the eye and you said, "Hal, the only way you're ever going to succeed is to follow a failure." Well, lucky me, I was in the footsteps of somebody who was already sort of a marketing legend at CBRE, Susan Roberts. So I felt a little sunk. Turns out I desperately swum to the surface, and thank you, Jana, for taking a chance on me. I really appreciate that, and turns out we got something really good going after a while. I felt like after we met together on our first project, if you'll recall, things started to sort of elevate, if you will. When Gary and Jeremy and Lisa and Warren, we all came together and sort of peeled off together from asset services and into this unknown world of sustainability, I don't think anybody really knew what we could accomplish under your leadership. Granted, it was a little bumpy at the beginning, but it got better, or as we called, more sensible, at least according to some. I remember Mike Lafitte joining us in Washington, D.C. to accept the EPA Energy Star Partner of the Year award on behalf of CBRE. I think we invited almost every manager who had set up a can in the corner of their lobby for recycling. CBRE not only became a player in sustainability, it became the industry leader. I think it was something like the USGBC Organizational Excellence Award that sort of vaulted us into national prominence with a bit of a media visibility that we hadn't had before. We kind of looked at each other and said, this is cool. I don't know if we deserve this, but we'll take it. And then we built on top of that, under your leadership, the co-branded BOMA Beep training, which I think is up to some 30,000 people trained right now. And you know what, during the whole time, Dave, what was best about it is that we had fun together. Especially those calls with you and me and Lisa. They're still good, and I hope they continue to be. But I think it was that sort of energy and humor and light-footed, sort of say, nimble acuity that you brought to the conversation that was so, made the job fun. And for that, I'm super thankful. I think eventually our piece de resistance, shared advantage. The greatest story never told. Actually, we told the story, we told it pretty well, as you would always say. We had a good story, well told, but perhaps that was a story that's yet to be heard. Anyway, it was these kind of moments in time, these kind of sort of milestones and landmarks that we achieved together that made not only the business part of working together great, but also the personal part, our friendships along the way we developed. Thank you for that. I don't have X-ray vision, and I can't see into the future, but I'm guessing you have got a few more worlds left to conquer.